Thanks to all of you for being here. I thank you for the hard work it took to qualify for all the events. I appreciate it very much. I wish you had a chance to hear every person's story, but it would take the next couple of years, so we haven't got that kind of time. But jot this down, your first of some notes to take. Every story is important. Every customer's story, every distributor's story, every story of those who started with so little and now have so much, every story of those that are just getting started. I so well remember every day of my life the Mark Hughes story. And all those years ago when he gave me this extraordinary invitation and said, "Džim Ron, why don't you come with me and tell my story and tell the Herbalife story and everybody else's story, and let's do it in the years to come and see how many lives we can change." So here's to the Mark Hughes story. It was one of the greatest occasions of my life to be invited by Mark to be his partner and travel the world and tell his story, tell the story of these extraordinary products, the opportunity, chance to become more than you thought you ever could be. And it's transformed my life these last 26 years. And I've been so excited about the last 26 years, I've signed up for another 26 years. So. One of the great philosophy statements on economics that changed my life I heard when I was 25 years old, and I'd like to just remind you of it. I've talked about it all these years in Herbalife, but we have so many new distributors that have just joined the family, and my personal welcome to all of you. And here it is. We get paid. Everybody likes to get paid, from teenagers on up to adults. Here's the formula for getting paid. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. Just put that somewhere. Put it in your mind, your consciousness, put it in your notes. Use it to teach others. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. The marketplace is the people, and that's where the fortune lies. Now make these notes. The value is in two parts. Once I understood this, I started getting the idea that I could transform my life from pennies to fortune and just perhaps make my life unique and worthwhile. The value we bring to the marketplace is in two parts. First, what we bring, like Herbalife products that you saw so well demonstrated with the new products here today. We bring the products to the marketplace. Second, we bring the opportunity to the marketplace. These are values we bring. Next, and most important, to transform your life from where you are to where you'd like to be, is what you become. First, what we bring. Second is what we become. First of all, it starts with self-education. My mentor shared with me when I was 25 years old, started my career in health and nutrition. He said, knowledge is the key to power, wealth, and knowledge starts first of all with education. Knowledge is the beginning of health. Knowledge is the beginning of wealth. Knowledge is the beginning of living an extraordinary life. What you know, what you learn. I'm sure other conventions might find it strange if they came and visited ours. Yes, we do give time for new products, we give time for recognition, we give time for parties, and we do have a good time. But the biggest part of extravaganza these 4 days has been education, 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 ideas. Ideas that can transform your life. All of this helps to increase our personal value, the person we become. In Herbalife magic is the person. Make the note, the products have no voice. As valuable as they are, they cannot speak. The marketing plan is remarkable, but it cannot conduct an opportunity meeting. The heart and soul of Herbalife is the individual, the person. Okay? The mouth from which we speak, that's the distributor. The heart that beats live with compassion, that's the distributor. So the rest of it is voiceless, unless someone like you, someone like me, picks it up and gives it voice, gives it meaning, gives an invitation, gives a presentation. That's the distributor, that's the person. Here's a pretty good list of the resources you've got that you bring to the Herbalife table of success. First of all, capital, your money, even if it was just 50 cents for a brochure. It's valuable. I started my health and nutrition career with $200, which I had to borrow. I didn't have it. Bought a few products for myself, my family, and some to sell. $200, which I did turn into a fortune. So the capital is important. The money you spent to get here is not an expense. The money you spend here is an investment. First of all, it was an investment to make this whole auditorium possible. Everybody here, 15, 16,000 strong. I appreciate that. Next, and probably most important, is the value of your time. Becoming valuable is to make your time valuable. I appreciate taking the time to be here. You have brought here the fruit of your labor, your work. Your work is valuable. 6 days of labor, 1 day rest, the old formula says. And that work is what builds the city. It's the work is what builds a career. It's the work is what builds good health. No matter how much knowledge you have, without it being invested in work, it serves no purpose and has no value. Guess what else you bring? Your ingenuity. We've got some ideas here, as Michael Johnson said, comes from the distributors. How about this? How about this? I've tried this and it works. Company takes a look at it and says, what a great idea. Let's put it into action. Let's put it into motion. You saw so much of that demonstrated here today already. Your ingenuity. How to start with no money. Capitalism says buy and sell. What if you have no money to buy? Then you have to, with ingenuity, figure out how to sell and then buy. And there's some stories, electrifying stories, of how that happened in this room here today. You bring your insight. How to deal with people. How to develop the personality that fits the business. You bring with you your purpose. If you made some of those extraordinary decisions before you got here today, to double your business and triple your business so you can get more people on the products, have more income for your family, and be able to give like worthy projects for Herbalife Family Foundation. The purpose for which you have ordered and structured your life, you brought that value to this great assembly. And when you walked in, you made all of us richer than before you arrived. You brought your enthusiasm, your personality, the person you are. That has extraordinary value. Perhaps Herbalife can help shape it with our training and teaching, learning from other distributors, their career in Herbalife. It says this kind of behavior works best when you're making a presentation. Don't be too strong. Don't be too powerful. Don't be overwhelming. Be more inviting than insisting. We just learn all of these refinements that make us more valuable, make us more valuable. Next is your imagination, your ability to see that which does not yet exist, because that's the beginning of everything that exists. Next is your vision, what you see blended with what we see. And if what you see and what we see fits together, there isn't anything we can't do, there isn't anything we can't accomplish. We've gotten to 62 countries already. How about the next 62? Can some of you see it? Can some of you see it? If you can see it, we can do it. Herbalife says if you can see it, we'll put the plan together to achieve it. So it's not just the Mark Hughes vision. It's not just the Michael Johnson vision. It's what you want. If you'd like to conquer the world, we'd like to participate. The company would like to put together the infrastructure and make it possible. Where do you want to go? How far do you want your reach to reach? How strong do you want to be for the future? All of that is your personal value. Here's the next one. Your vision of the future that drives you to the disciplines that makes it possible. Imagination and vision and purpose without the disciplines to make it possible serves no useful purpose. It must be deposited into the disciplines, the activity, day after day after day. I've been an observer the last 26 years, not only of the disciplines of Mark Hughes, but the disciplines of those that started with so little and made their fortune here over the last 26 years, some the last 10 years, some the last 4 or 5 years, which always looks to me when I see their discipline saying, that's what I want to continue to do. Refine my own disciplines of travel, lecture, speaking, talking, so that it serves Herbalife to the grand purpose. That's what I want to keep doing for the rest of my life. This might be one of those occasions when you need 4 numbers to open up the lock. And you attended one meeting. Before you got here, opened up number 1. You attended a little home meeting, listened to someone's testimonial, someone had an idea that you'd never heard before, you got number 2. And then you attended a world team school or something before you got here, got number 3. And I said a little prayer before I left my hotel room today, that for some of you, this extravaganza may be number 4 in the lock that will open the door to your future like never before. So that's why it's important to meet every person you can meet, listen to every story you can listen to, catch everything you possibly can. Part of education is absorbing, trying your best to get it all. I know it's a little bit of a stretch to try to encompass all that's going on here in this extravaganza. But there's enough power here to change the world. There's enough power here to get the next 62 countries. There's enough power here to transform millions of people's lives. Someone asked me the other day, Džim Ron, 75 years old, why do you still travel the world? You just came from Bangkok, and then Cancun, and now Las Vegas. Next week, Athens. After that, Colombia, South America, then Canada, then Australia, and on around the world. Why would I continue to do that? Why would I pay the price of packing and unpacking and going through customs one more time and having somebody shake down my luggage? I mean, why would I do that? It's because it's a small price to pay for me to try to transform your life by my language, because it also transforms my own life. That's why I'm here. And all of you here made it possible. Each person made an extraordinary contribution to this extravaganza. If there was one of you missing, there wouldn't be this many people here. A chance to be transformed. That's part of the life process, is to be transformed. The caterpillar crawls along on the ground for a share of his life. And one day the caterpillar says, surely I was made for something more than this. Something inside of me says there's something more than this, just crawling on the ground. Yes, I'm alive, but I'm just crawling on the ground. And one day the caterpillar, driven by instinct, climbs the tree, out on the limb, finds the strongest leaf, attaches himself to the leaf, and with great discipline weaves the cocoon. And finally, when the cocoon is finished, And the moment has come with the greatest of energy and power, breaks open the cocoon, and there is a new creature. And when its wings are dry, this creature that used to crawl on the ground looking for food, now with wings that are strong enough says, I think I can fly. I think I can touch the sky. That's the possibility of transformation from who you used to be to who you can become. Now, if you haven't memorized this, I want you to memorize it now. I've used it so often, and I want it to be just a part of my seminars for the future. Here it is, from testimonials and personal experience. Just make these notes. From testimonials and personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it's possible to design and live an extraordinary life. And you sit in the greatest workshop in the world, Herbalife Influence, teaching and training, to make this possible. From testimonials and personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it's possible to design and live an extraordinary life. And now I want all of you, in your own language, to repeat that after me. Let's do it. From testimonials and personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it's possible to design and live an extraordinary life. First, I want you to say that to yourself often enough until you believe it. Then I want you to practice it. Third, and this is what makes Herbalife great, Mark Hughes only recruited about 200 people personally. Then how did we all get here 26 years later? Most all of you were not recruited by Mark Hughes personally. Personally, he only recruited about 200. But the power of the opportunity of Herbalife and its marketing system that says you get paid directly and indirectly for sharing this story directly and indirectly, that multiplied by all the effort that everyone put in now the last 26 years, that's why all of us are here, directly and indirectly. This is the greatest place in the world for you to multiply your efforts and other people and watch it grow and watch it grow and watch it grow. From a grandmother that Mark had who used the products, told her testimonial, got Mark more customers, to the 200 that he personally recruited that turned into almost 2 million by the time he'd been there 10 years before he died, that turned into $2 billion in value to the distributors that followed him directly and indirectly, to the 50 countries that he helped establish before he was gone, to the 40 million customers who used the products, directly and indirectly. The power is so awesome. That's why some of these incomes are $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month. The power of direct and indirect is so awesome, it's unbelievable. A chance to make your fortune. By the way, here's the first study, how to go from 1,000 a month, or from 0 to 1,000 a month. The next study, how to go from 1,000 a month to 10,000 a month income. Here's the next study, how to go from 10,000 a month income to 100,000 a month. Why do we talk about those extraordinary numbers? Because there's a lot of people in this room that are already doing it. Isn't that incredible? This is not just someday, someday. This is not someday, someday. This is today, 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 today. It's already happening. Now, you've also got to study. If you want to really live an extraordinary life, there are some that put in the same time and same effort that make 9,000 a month. Someone else makes 90,000 a month. You've got to be curious enough to wonder why that happens. And say, how can I so construct my organization so that it yields me the maximum return for the time and effort that I put in? Don't let yourself be cheated out of that extra $50,000 a month, $60,000 a month, $70,000 a month, $80,000 a month. Don't let yourself be cheated out of that. Do the hard work, because it's possible here with the Herbalife marketing system and all of our products to design and live an extraordinary life. Not just a life of income, but a life of benevolence, excitement, lifestyle for the future. Wow. I never get tired of telling the Mark Hughes story, this Herbalife story, this transforming story.